What's up, everybody? This is Coach MJ, the coaching connoisseur, and I want to welcome you to our Wednesday night training. I hope you've had a fabulous week and that you are ready to get into another phenomenal training. So, a lot of times I think people watch my content and they're thinking, yeah, that all sounds well and good, Coach MJ, but I don't know if that will work for me. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought that, yes, something sounds like it could work for other people, but you just can't figure out how you could make it work for you? Specifically, we're talking about building a 6 or 7 figure business, solving problems for other people using the skill set that you have right now. That might seem a little far-fetched, especially if you're used to getting paid by the hour, which most people that have jobs are either paid by the hour or paid salary, which means you have a set amount that you make regardless of how many hours that you work. But the bottom line is that nobody is working a job that is earning them 6 or 7 figures, or at least most people aren't earning 6 figures at their jobs. Or if they are earning that much, and this might be your situation, you don't have control of your time. When you're going on vacation, you got to be on call. You're always having to bring work home. And so it's still cutting into that lifestyle of freedom that you want to have. So whether you are well paid at your job or whether you are making $20, $30 an hour, whatever that amount might be, this is for you. We're going to be talking about the 6 reliable indicators that can show you whether your skill set is actually a moneymaker. That can actually create wealth for you, because that can be kind of hard to believe because you've been programmed to accept an hourly or a salaried pay for what you do. And so it doesn't seem like something that you can create wealth from. Because let's face it, jobs are not designed to help you to get rich. Jobs are designed to help the employer get rich, right? You are helping them build their fortune, build their legacy, and you are getting pennies on what your skill set is actually worth. But what we're going to be talking about today is how to know for sure whether your skill set is one of those that you can turn into a fortune. So get your notepads ready. Oh my goodness, I forgot to turn on my Clubhouse. Okay. I said all of that, and I forgot to welcome the people that are joining us on Clubhouse, whether you're joining us on YouTube or on Facebook. We want to welcome you to 6 Trusty Clues that your skill is a moneymaker. So get your notepads and let's get ready to get into these. These are not in any particular order, as with most of my lists, but all of them are super important. So the first way that you can know that your particular skill set is a moneymaker for you, or could be a moneymaker for you, is that your skill either does currently or could solve a significant health, financial, or relationship issue. So that means, and that covers a broad range of areas of expertise, right? It could be that, in health, that covers everything from helping people to resolve symptoms of certain types of illnesses, to getting in shape, to losing weight, to dealing with maybe body image issues. Whatever that is, it's something related to health. And it can also be a space where you're helping people with their emotional health, with their mental health, or any of the other facets of health. But if you know that what you are good at could help people in that space, it could be a moneymaker. People's health is one of the biggest expenses of their life, whether they are spending money to prevent issues or, more commonly, spending money to resolve issues after they have already come. But if you have a solution that can help people in the health space, physical, mental, emotional, whatever that is, you can have a moneymaker on your hand. And another facet of health that is a big money-making skill is if you can help people do anything with their finances, right? Because let's face it, money makes the world go around. Everything about your life, whether it's good or bad, revolves around your ability or inability to afford the things that you want or need, right? So if you have a solution, maybe you help people to budget their money. Maybe you help people to make more money. Maybe you help people with investing. Maybe you help people to avoid tax issues. Maybe, if you work with small business. And by the way, I will say that when we're talking about solving these major health, financial, or relationship issues, it could be for an individual or it could be for a company. There's some spaces where your clients could end up being companies, and that's perfectly fine. Such as if you're helping small business owners with their, financial issues, but it doesn't matter if it's individual or if it's a business. So if you can help people with their finances, either to do better in their finances or to get out of issues with their finances, maybe you help people with investing, maybe you help people to, get into some new aspect of their business. Maybe whatever that is, if it's something related to finances, people are willing to invest in solutions because with or without money determines the level of lifestyle they're able to enjoy and the level of impact they're able to have and independence as well. And so you can make a lot of money helping to transform people's lives and their finances. And then finally, relationships. And this covers a broad area as well. This can be everything from romantic relationships to family. So this could be, you help couples that are on the brink of divorce, or you help couples to avoid ever getting to the brink of divorce. Maybe you help people with parenting issues. Maybe you help people to, resolve family feuds or whatever the case may be. If you have a skill that can help people to solve interpersonal issues, that is a moneymaker. People are suffering with dysfunctional relationships of all kinds and will pay well to have those issues resolved. Why? And why is it that people would pay well to have any of these issues resolved? It's because the alternative is worse than any amount of money that they could invest with you to solve the problem. Divorces cost into the upper tens of thousands of dollars or more once the dust settles. Losing out on a relationship can cost you. Losing out on money, obviously that can cost you. So if someone can come in and save you that money or show you how to make more money, that's invaluable. So people want to get out of pain and stay out of pain, and they're willing to invest in that. So that's the first clue that you could have a money-making skill. And I want you to realize that it's not just about what you do at work, right? There are skills that you have never, ever been paid for before that you can turn into a lucrative business, helping other people to resolve issues that they are having if you know how to do it. Otherwise, you're going to end up continuing to do it for free, continuing to do it on the cheap because you don't have the confidence or the know-how to charge what you're worth. But don't let it fool you that because you don't do it for a living at your job that you can't earn a significant amount of money doing it. The second clue that your skill might be a money maker for you is that, and this is for something that is related to what you do for a living, if that skill is something you're doing at work, is that you know a better way to use your skill, but your job or your employer limits you. Now, that's going to knock on a lot of people's doors. Why? Because I can remember from back in corporate America, there were often times where a person would be super creative or a kind of a visionary, or they think outside the box or want to do things different. And what's the answer? You know the answer. We've never done it that way before. And it's just like, a lot of companies are stuck in what they've always done, and they're not willing to let somebody bring ideas that are going to move them forward in a different direction. And sometimes it's jealousy, sometimes it's fear on the part of the company, whatever that is. Or maybe there are real limitations in that company. Maybe there's some legal issues or some regulatory concerns why they can't move forward. But right, that you could make a difference in this industry doing things a better way or a different way. Maybe it's a more cost-effective way. Maybe it's a shorter way, a more streamlined, efficient way. But your job won't let you. And every time you come out of those meetings, you're always like, oh my goodness, why won't they let me be great? Why won't they step into this thing and do it in a new way? Why do they keep shooting down my ideas? Guess what, sis? That could just be an indication that it's time for you to do your own thing. It's time for you to take that better way, those new ideas, and do it yourself. Instead of trying to turn they talk about it's like trying to turn a ship if you're trying to affect change in a large corporation or even in a small business, right? Because people are familiar, they're comfortable with the routines and the ways that things have always been done. And so they want to stick with that, right? So if you know you have a better way to use your skill, but your job, your employer is not letting you be great, that could mean that your skill is a moneymaker, because opportunity often comes disguised as difficulty, but it also can come disguised as major changes and things being different. Think about all the businesses that have emerged or that have done well, that have exploded during this difficult season that we're living in right now with COVID-19 and the pandemic. Some businesses have closed and will never reopen again because they were conditioned or, accustomed to the way things were before. And so they stayed with those ways, or they couldn't pivot fast enough and they lost out. But what did those people leaving open up? It opened up opportunities for other businesses to come into those spaces, come into those market shares, come into those pieces of real estate for a brick and mortar business, come into those areas and bring new ideas, and new ways of doing things. So that is, so the fact that you have a different or better way means it could be an opportunity for you to start your business doing it that different way, as opposed to trying to turn the Titanic, so to speak, quick enough to avoid the iceberg. It may not be your calling to change their minds about the way that they do things, right? And you don't need to keep spending your energy doing that. Monetize your magic yourself. Do it for yourself and create a 6 or 7 figure income in a lot less time than it's going to take you to convince them to do things differently. And I just mentioned the word calling, but I do want to say we are going to be available right at the end. If you have any questions and you're on Facebook, I want you to go ahead and put them. If you're in my Facebook group, go ahead and put them in the chat. If you are on Clubhouse, you can go ahead and send me a message in the what they call the back line. I think that's what it's called. Send me an inbox on Clubhouse and I can try to answer your question here live right at the end, but you need to get those questions in quickly. Okay, so I just mentioned calling, and that kind of leads that it's not your calling to try to convince them to change their company. You just need to do your own thing and be paid well for it. Speaking of calling, a third indicator that your skill is a moneymaker, has nothing to do with how much you're being paid right now, is that you can't explain it, but you feel called to do greater things with your skill. And it's kind of related to the last one, but it's a little bit different. So maybe you just don't ever feel settled. You don't feel content. And it's not that you're not grateful for your job. And you might have people in your life that don't understand your dream, that don't understand your vision, that they really don't need to be even you don't need to even be sharing it with them, right? But people that don't understand, they might be saying, you got to be happy you got a job. Why you always got to be, why you always got to be a free spirit, or always got to be different or radical or maverick? Why can't you just be happy where you are? It's not that you're not content, it's not that you're not grateful to have a check coming in, but there's something that you are called to that's greater that you want to do with your skill. And again, this could be a professional skill you use at your job, and it could just be something that you do for fun. It could just be something you do in your personal life. Maybe you volunteer and do this thing, right? And so, but you feel like you're called to reach more people. You're called to do something on a greater scale. I believe, and most people who understand success principles, most successful people understand that you have to have a vision first before you can step into something greater. And also, if you have the vision for something bigger or a desire to create something greater, that means it's meant for you to do. Nobody else can do it. And everything you need in order to accomplish that is already here. It's already within your grasp. You just have to manifest it, bring it into your hands. That's what manifest says, to bring it into reality. But all the things that you need are already in existence and they are available to you. And here's the thing, and I love this. I say this all the time. You don't have any competition. I used to think I had competition. I don't know. There's other people in the space, people in the health space. Everybody's out here with a health offer. I can't do it. Everybody's in the financial. It always looks like everybody's doing everything, yet there's people still in need. There's people still hurting. There's people still in lack and in need of your solution. So you don't have any competition, because what you are called to do, only you can do. And if you don't do it, it won't be done. Now, that doesn't mean that people won't get some other solution out there, but it's not going to be what they could have had with you. It's not going to be the best experience they could have had, because, again, you are called to reach those people. But as long as you continue to stay small, continue to stay fearful, continue to, procrastinate, let self-doubt stop you, you won't step into that calling. And those people you're meant to influence, those people you're meant to serve will suffer in that they will never get to know you. Excuse me, they will never get to experience what it's like to have your magic sprinkled into their life. Now, so that's that third indication. You feel called. In other words, people don't understand it. It's not meant for them to understand because it's not for them. They don't understand why you're this way. You don't even understand it sometimes, but you can't be content. You can't settle into where you are. You always feel a little bit restless. Always trying. Another indication, it's not even on my list. You're always trying a bunch of stuff, right? Well, I guess it is. This is next on my list. It's kind of related to it. You can't stop thinking about or toying with all the possibilities, but not just the possibilities for your business, the possibilities for your life. A lot of you come to my broadcast because I'm telling you that you can have a 5 or 6 figure a month business, a 6 or 7 figure annual business, working for yourself, using what you already know. And that intrigues you. And when you hear 6 or 7 figures, what does your mind instantly go to? If you're like most people who have a job, you instantly start picturing going into that office, your manager's office, and slapping down your resignation letter, or you send them an email, on a Monday morning or something, whatever pettiness way that you want to let your job go. That's the first thing we think about when we think about wealth. But then you may also, if you're a big dreamer, and that's the type of people I like to work with, not small-minded people that are so limited, but big dreamers. Maybe you start thinking about being able to fund your kids' college so they don't have to work 2 jobs while they're going to school. They can go right through. Or maybe you think about that beautiful home that you want to live on some acreage, or maybe the trips you want to take. See, that's what I talk about a lot of. Building wealth while you travel, right? If you got the travel bug like I do, every dream involves being on another continent, being in another state, being in another country, right? And just having the freedom and independence to do that, even if you don't want to travel every month like I like to do. You just want to be able to go whenever you want to go and go first class and 5-star. So when you hear me talk about that 5 or 6 figure business, you can't stop thinking about all the possibilities that would allow in your life. And not only those possibilities, but also you probably also think about the ideas for your business. Whenever I do my visioning, whenever I do my when I'm trying to goal setting, that's what I'm trying to say. Whenever I do my goal setting, every time, it almost never fails, I get a new idea for another business I want to start, or another major aspect of one of the businesses I'm already going to be starting, right? And that just gets your juices flowing, toying with the possibilities of what would be possible if you were not dependent on your job to tell you what to do every day and how long to do it and where to do it and what time to do it. If you weren't dependent on them every 2 weeks to tell you how big your lifestyle can be, or rather how small your lifestyle can be, because again, jobs are not designed to make you wealthy. Jobs are not designed to even make you rich. You might be what people call comfortable, but that's still comfortable within limitations. There's still things that you can't do. But yet the big dreamers, you want to impact the world. It's not even just about material possessions. That's what a lot of people who are very noble about their dreams say. Well, I don't want to be rich. I just want to be comfortable. No, but if you have a heart for other people and you want to give on another level, you still need to be wealthy. You still need to have money to give. If you have, things you want to do in your community or around the world, whether it's missions, whether it's volunteering, whether it's providing for the homeless, providing for the orphans, or whatever it is, donating to causes you care about, you need money to do that. And if you just want to be rich because you like things, that's fine too. As long as you also want to help other people. That's my only criteria, right? It can't just be about the money. You have to have a purpose for your life, right? You have to have a purpose in what you do. And so making sure that there's a purpose behind what you want to do, and also having a heart to help the people whose problems you're going to solve with your skill set, that's important. But there's nothing wrong with getting rich and then getting wealthy, because that's not the same thing. Rich is one thing, wealthy is on another level. There's nothing wrong with doing that while helping others to get there. Zig Ziglar said that you can get everything that you want when you help enough other people get what they want. Okay? But you can't stop thinking about all that you could do and all that you could be, because You get excited about it. You don't get excited about your job. You can do it. You're good at it. You're making your little check with it, but you want more. And you can't stop thinking about it. You can't quiet it down. People tell you, oh, girl, you just a dreamer. You know, you need to just sit down somewhere. Matter of fact, if there's somebody in your ear telling you that kind of stuff, you need to no, because that's not it. That's not it. That's not the type of people you want to be around. So anyway, you're a big dreamer. You can't stop thinking about or toying with all the possibilities that your skill set might be able to provide when you hear me talking about a 6 or 7 figure income that you can create from the skill you already have. So that's another indicator. And again, I just want to say we do have time at the end for a couple of questions. If you are on Facebook, go ahead and enable. I know if you're in my group, go ahead and enable it so you can make comments through StreamYard, and I'll see your question and I'll answer it here live. If you are on Clubhouse, go ahead and send me an inbox on the Clubhouse app, and I will check it right before I sign off and answer your questions there as well. Okay, so we've done it. We've talked about those first 4. Now let's go on to the 5th trusty, reliable clue that your skill is a moneymaker. This is where these last 2 are where other people matter. Normally I tell you don't listen to other people unless they're helping you get where you want to go. And that's true. That's why you tuned in here. But if you have people that keep telling you that you should do more with your skill, that could be an indication that it's a moneymaker for you. People often see us for more than what we can see ourselves. I tell my mother all the time, she loves interior decorating, but she's self-deprecating. She always puts down her skill or minimizes it and makes it seem like, oh, it's just this, it's just that. She could be making a killing doing interior design. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, talking about some things they want to do to help people in the retail space. Again, you could be making a killing doing what you love. And what does that allow you to do? To do more of what you love. But so I was telling her, you could be doing more. I tell mom, you could be doing more. If you have people in your ear saying, girl, you need to start your business doing that. They may even be limited in how big they think it could be. They may be picturing a certain type of business. Maybe you're doing, maybe you're coaching people one-on-one or coaching by the hour and stuff. They don't know. You can actually, when you charge by the results you get, that's when your income can explode exponentially. But they do know that you need to get out of that job. They can often see in you something you can't see in yourself, an energy, a tenacity, a drive, a destiny for more than you can see yourself. And if you keep hearing people tell you that, it's time for you to listen up. It's time for you to listen up right now and stop procrastinating, because the older you get, the harder it is to do something different. The harder it gets to change. So if you're in your 30s, you're in a better spot. If you're in your 40s, again, until you die, you can always make these changes. I'm just talking about the likelihood and how difficult it is the older you get, if you are one that's prone to focus on the limitations and what won't work instead of the possibilities and what does work. So the more you step into the now, the better off you are, and the longer you're going to get to enjoy that great life when you take my word for it and you step into this space with us over here on the other side and start to build total freedom for yourself, doing what you love and being paid well for it and being free to travel the world, okay? But when people are telling you that, they know that you're not living up to your full potential. And instead of ignoring them or explaining it away, sometimes it's time for you to step up and say, there might be something to that. Let me look into it. But you don't want to do a business in such a way where it just becomes a burden for you, where every time you want to scale your business and grow and get more customers or earn more money, it takes more time. You don't want that kind of business. You want this type of model where the more influence you have, the more money you have, actually the less time you have to spend building your business. That's the nature of it, because of economies of scaling and leveraging one to many and a lot of other stuff. That's not what this video is about. I talk about it in my other videos on my YouTube channel. Anyway, so when people are telling you that, it's time to listen, because most people can do for others or see in others things that they won't do for themselves or see in themselves. And so even if they are a job holder, if they're telling you, like people always telling me, girl, you would be great as a coach. You would be a great coach. And this was years before I actually put action behind becoming one in a way that would be sustainable and scalable and all that. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to do it till I met my business coach. But people were telling me that for years, and I didn't even know why do y'all think that? And sometimes I would ask, sometimes I would just brush it off. Again, all those years I'll never get back that I was just kind of like, but I never was settled. I never fit in, and I was never content where I was until I stepped into this space. So listen to what your people are telling you. And then the sixth and final trusty clue that your skill can be a money maker for you, not years from now, but this year. Not even months and months and months and months from now, but in a few months, in as little as 10 weeks, right? You can be making money doing what you love and being paid well for it, creating freedom for yourself and solutions for your clients. The last one is that you see a lot of other, and I kind of alluded to this earlier, you see others in a similar space trying to address the issue that your skill could solve. Now, why did I say trying? I say trying because, again, you remember I said there's no competition for you. There is no competition because you are the only one that has your unique voice, your unique message, your unique approach, your unique background, your unique experience that you're going to bring to it. You know how we always say, I'm different, I'm unique. Well, it's true about your skill as well. So when I say they're trying to address the issue, they may be addressing the same problem, but they're not doing it the way you would do it. But you see others doing it. Don't let that be an indication that everybody's doing it. Every time I look at my Facebook news feed, I'm seeing ads about this. There's too many people out there. No, you're seeing ads about it because Facebook has gotten really smart. It's almost a mind reader and it knows what you like. So because your skill is your skill, it's going to show you ads related to your skill, right? But don't let that discourage you. Let that encourage you because that means there's a market out there for what you want to do or for the problem that you solve, for the issue that you resolve. There's a market out there. And guess what? Because other people are out there either doing well or even not doing as well in that space, that actually helps you have an easier time when you get out there. Because let's face it, some folk out there suck at the thing you're doing, whatever it is that you're good at. They suck because they're not you. And some of them are doing a good job, but the ones that suck, they have customers that are dissatisfied. They have people that only got part of the solution. They got people that have fallen off the wagon for whatever they had learned, or they didn't get the whole thing, or they didn't get the support. They didn't get the top tier experience that I help my clients to get for their clients, right? And so they need you now. And so when you come along, they're going to hear something different. They're going to see something different. They're going to be like, you know what? This is different from what I had before. You know how it is when you've experienced something. You know how it is when you experience something for the first time. You have no point of reference, right? So you don't know how good it is. But then when you've had a bad experience or even an okay experience, you know what you're looking for. For example, the first time you buy a house, you don't always know all the questions to ask or what you really want. But the next time, you know what you're looking for and you know what you didn't like in that last house and what you want to change and all that. Same thing with relationships. Your first relationship, you think that you'll die if you don't stay with that person forever, and then it falls apart. But the next time, you know what you're looking for. It's the same thing with them clients out there. The fact that other people are in the space that you want to be in means that they have already done the work to open up the wound. And sometimes rub salt in the wound. People are already suffering. You're not going to be making them suffer. They're already suffering. They're waiting for you to come along and provide the solution that only you can provide. So instead of looking at them as competition, they're almost like collaborators in that, it says when the water rises, all ships rise, right? You don't have any competition. You don't have to worry about all the folk that are doing great. As a coach, I don't worry about what Iyanla and Tony Robbins and Lisa Nichols and all these other ones are doing, and David Nagel and all that. I don't worry about it. They are reaching who they are meant to reach, and I'm reaching who I'm meant to reach. But by them being trailblazers in this industry, that made it that much easier for me. That made it that much easier for me to step into that space. So that should be an encouragement to you when you see other people out there doing something like what you want to do. Because again, they can't do exactly what you're going to do, but they've opened the way and made it a lot easier sometimes for you to get in there. There are times when it can be more challenging, but that's just the race. But the bottom line is, if you want your freedom, if you want to be in control of your life, like Janet Jackson saying, I want to be the one who's in control of your time, of your gift, of your ability to earn income, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone and do something different from what you're doing right now. And it can be scary. I get that. That's why it's awesome that you don't have to go it alone, right? I am excited to invite you to my upcoming 4-day Boot Your Job and Boost Your Joy Challenge. Website's on the screen, bootyourjob.boostyourjoy.com/challenge. Starting on February the 28th, in just a few days. It's a 4-day challenge. We'll be together for a little over an hour each day. And when I tell you, you're going to start your business, I'm telling you, you're going to start your business. This isn't another info gathering situation where you're going to take a bunch of notes and then they're just going to sit there and collect dust. No. In this masterclass, you're going to be doing things. Every day you're going to have homework. Every day you're going to have assignments. Every day you're going to have prompts that are going to actually help you to start taking action, to get started in your business as an expert, providing solutions based on what you know and creating freedom for yourself along the way. Boot Your Job, boostyourjoy.com/challenge is where you need to go to get in on this challenge. You need to get your seat. I had set it up where I'd have a bigger group of people, but now I'm going to limit it to 25 folk, 25, because I like the hands-on approach. I like to be able to have kind of one-on-one within the group scenario, right? So I can answer your questions, so I can give you that one-on-one support, that step-by-step guidance to tell you what are the specific things you need to be doing right now to get started, because it's not about building a website. You don't need a website to start being a coach or an expert. You don't need that. You don't need a certification. There's all this stuff out here that people waste a lot of time and money doing that have nothing to do with what you need to be doing to get started. And each day in the 4 days, it's going to be the 28th through the 3rd. Every day, I'm going to give you a little bit of it and a little bit of it, step by step. You don't have to figure it out on your own. I've already figured it out. I've been out here 4.5 years. I've already figured it out, right? And we're going to go through it step by step so that at the end of the masterclass, at the end of the 4 days, you actually be started, right? Yes, there will be a lot more to learn. Yes, there will be ups and downs. But that's with any business. But guess what? You're already learning things at your job. You already have ups and downs at your job, but you're limited. Your gift is limited. Your income is limited. Your time is limited. Why not invest in yourself? Spend this time and an easy bit of tuition to get into this challenge so that you can change your life. And one day you won't have to be beholden to somebody else for what kind of lifestyle you can live, where you can go, and what you can do. So again, the Boot Your Job, Boost Your Joy Challenge starts in just a few days. Get over to this website and reserve your seat. Boot Your Job. We're giving the boot to your job, and we're going to boost your joy by creating total freedom. Boot Your Job, boostyourjoy.com/challenge is where you need to go right now to get your seat. Do not wait. Don't get off. Don't turn this video off until you open that website and go ahead and do this for yourself. You deserve it. You need it. You'll never be fulfilled or feel complete or accomplished until you do the thing you've been ignoring all that time. See, I did it. I've been on that path. I know what it's like. And I know what it's also like to walk away and get to the other side. And I want you to get there too. And that's the other thing. If you don't know what you are good at that you could turn into a lucrative business, you still need to come to the challenge. As a matter of fact, you especially need to come so that you can find out. We will work through some of that as well, because sometimes it takes kind of tweaking it and looking at it from another angle to realize, yes, that is a marketable business idea as well. Sometimes we're down on ourselves and we minimize what we do because, when you are you, you don't realize how fabulous you are, but other people do. Other people need you right now. So I look forward to meeting you next week in the challenge. I look forward to helping you to take the first several steps to launching your amazing business based on your brilliance and what you can accomplish out here in the world as an expert coach. Coaching has evolved. I wish we had a new term for it. I'm trying to create a new term for it. Because coaching is not what it used to look like. People think, oh, it's about speaking on stage, or I'm going to have to do this or that. No, coaching is whatever you make it. As long as you are transferring your knowledge to other people and helping them to experience transformation, you're a coach. You're an expert. You are a thought leader. You're an influencer. You're whatever that is. But I want you to do it in a way that's leveraged. I want you to do it in a way that creates freedom for you and does not create more of a burden for you. And that's what this masterclass is all about. Boot Your Job, boostyourjoy.com is the website. I look forward to meeting you. I don't see any questions in my inbox or on the comment section, so I'm going to go ahead and knock it out in this right now. But if you have any questions and you think about it later, go ahead and inbox me on Clubhouse. You can send me a comment on Facebook on this video. Make sure that you mention me in the comments so I can get a notification and come answer your question. But I look forward to meeting you in the challenge next week. Hope you have a magnificent rest of your night, and we will talk soon. Until then, take care and be blessed.